morning, students. Welcome to my class. Today we are going to review the future perfect. But at the beginning, we are going to remember the topic of the last class. Remember, yesterday we reviewed the future continuous, okay? When do you use it? That's right. We are going to use future continuous in order to speak an unfinished event in the future, okay? And can you tell me an example? That's right. For example, I will be studying for 2 weeks. Okay, that is my example. As I said before, today we are going to review the future perfect. Okay, and what is the objective for today? To explain the future perfect tense through an explanation and some examples. Okay, so when do you use future perfect? Do you know the structure? Okay, so today we are going to review that in order to understand better. Okay, pay attention. Here we have a line. Okay, here I have the past, the present, and the future. Okay, we are going to use the future perfect in that point. Okay, so I am going to explain you. That is the future action, and that is another future action. In that point, I am going to use future perfect. As I said before, the future perfect expresses an activity that will be completed before another time or even in the future. Okay, so here I have the future, my future action, and here I have my second action. It means that action is going to happen before another future action, and that action I am going to use future perfect. Okay, so the future perfect expresses an activity that we completed before another time or even in the future. Here I have an example. I will graduate in Jan. I will see you in July. Okay, here I have my two sentences in future simple. Okay, by the time I see you, I will have graduated. Okay, so I am expressing a completed action before another action. Okay, so in this point I am going to put my completed action in future before another action in the future. Okay, I will have graduated. Okay, that is the structure. We are going to see the structure. Okay, so we are going to use that is future will plus have and the verb in past participle. That is the structure. Okay, so by the end of this year, okay, in this case this year is a future action. Okay, I will have taught more than 44,000 students. Okay, that is my action in the future, and that action happened before that. Okay, but the two actions are in the future. Recuerde, vamos a utilizar el futuro perfecto para hablar de una acción que sucede antes de otra acción a futuro. Es decir, by the end of this year, that is my first action in the future. Esta es mi primera acción en el futuro. Y esto es lo que va a ocurrir antes de que termine el año. Cuando el año termine, futuro, I will have taught more than 4,000 students. Y esta acción estará completada antes de esta acción a futuro. Okay, but the sentence is referring to the future. Okay, remember. Pay attention here. Future perfect. Note, with the future perfect already has two possible mid-sentence positions. Okay, so pay attention to the position of already. We can use will already have. We can use already between will and have, or we can use already after will have already and the verb in the past participle form. Okay? So here you have some examples. By the time I get up tomorrow morning, the sun will already have risen. Okay? Cuando yo me levante, that is my future action, the sun will already have risen. El sol ya se habrá levantado. Okay? I am referring to the future. That is a completed action that is going to happen before that. Esta acción va a pasar antes que esto. Okay? And pay attention to the position of already. Will already have. In the middle of will and have. By the time I get up tomorrow morning, the sun will have already risen. Okay? So in this case I am using already after have. Estoy utilizando already después de have. And the verb in past participle, don't forget, okay? Will have already risen. Note, by the time introduce a time clause. The simple present is used in time clause, okay? In this case, I am using by the time. You remember, by the time you have to use with simple present, okay? So, I will have finished my homework by the time I got out on the day tonight. Okay? In this case, I am using by the time in the second part of the sentence. Remember, I am going to use the future perfect in order to speak a future action that happened before another action. It means, I will have finished my homework by the time I go out on the day tonight. Yo habré terminado mis deberes para cuando yo salga en la noche. Okay? I am speaking about the future. What is the first action? I am going to finish my homework. And the second action, I will go to night. Okay? So that is the difference, okay? And that is all. Thank you, students. I hope that you have learned something else about that. And remember, we are going to use the present perfect in order to speak about an action that happened before another action in the future. Okay? That is the use of the present perfect. Okay? In this case, you can use by the time. That is an useful clause, okay, in order to express that kind of sentence, okay? And as I said before, that is all. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. As I said before, we are going to review the questions of your questionnaire, okay? So we are going to review 5 questions. Remember, you have to copy in your notebooks, okay? So in the questionnaire part, okay? So pay attention. Read the 3 texts about the sport experience. For each question, choose the correct answer. Who made a lot of friends by doing sports? Pay attention here. In this case, you have to copy the text, but only once, okay? And if you have a printer, you can print and you can paste in your notebooks, okay? But if you don't have, you have to copy only one time, okay? And then you are going to copy only the questions. We are going to read in order to see in a better way. Okay. The question is, who made a lot of friends by doing sports? We are going to read, okay? Read Jen. We did lots of team sport at school, like football, volleyball, and hockey. But I am not very fast or strong, so I couldn't hit or kick a ball hard. Sorry. Often members of my team laughed at me, and so I stopped playing sport as soon as I could because it upset me. But later I learned that you can get exercise without other people around. Now I sometimes go cycling, swimming and running, but always on my own. Then no one can get mad at me when I slow. Laura, I used to do every sport I could when I was at school. I loved the exercise, and I also like being a member of a team. We had some great time together. We traveled too much by bus and had parties when we won. Then I was in a terrible car accident 3 years ago, but I hurt my leg. It still isn't better. It's made me really unhappy. The only sport I can do is fishing, and that is so boring. But a friend of mine has suggested going sailing. It sounds fun, so I think I will try that. Tia, I don't mind team sport. I don't mind team sports. I am quite good at baseball and cricket, but I prefer doing sports when there aren't lots of other people making noise, laughing and telling jokes. That is why I like surfing. It is just me and the sea and a few other people who also like quiet, beautiful places. I think I could enjoy horse riding and skiing too, for the same reason, but those sports are expensive. I already spend a lot of traveling to different beaches with my board. Okay, so we are going to answer the question. It says, who made a lot of friends by doing sports? Remember, who was? That's right, Laura. Pay attention to the second. Who only enjoys playing a sport with others if they aren't too loud? I remember that was Tia. Okay, she said that. I am going to see to the next. Who only enjoys the sports she can do alone? I remember that it says Jane. Okay, we are going to read. Who plans to try a new sport soon? Remember to the reading. That is Laura. Okay, so you have to read carefully in order to answer these questions. Okay, as I said before, you have to copy the questions in your books. Okay, sorry, in your notebooks. Okay. And then number 9, we are going to review some questions of the vocabulary, so pay attention. Match the adjectives that have a strong similar meaning. Angry. Okay, you already know what is the meaning of angry, so the synonyms on angry is furious. Okay, enormous, terrifying, disturbing, that is different. Okay, we are going to see the last question that is related about the vocabulary. Match the adjectives that have a strong similar meaning in big. Okay, so you have to look for the synonym. Okay, so big, enormous. Okay, terrified, exhausted, furious, and filthy, that is another things. Okay, so you have to pay attention here to the instruction. Okay, and that is all for today. Thank you, students. I hope that you have learned something else about that. Thank you. Goodbye.